Day 2, lockdown. Welcome to the Old Guy Rules. Hi there, good morning. Welcome to Day 2 of isolation. I've got me brew, so here we go. So I've been looking at Facebook, and there's quite a lot going around. Some of it true, obviously, some of it not so true. And we're going to look at a couple of things that have popped up on the old Book of Face this morning that we find quite interesting. Number one, apparently, now whether this is true or not, we don't know, but Mercadona are preventing kids from going into the supermarket. Now, I can kind of understand this, but this is our point on this one. What happens if you're a single parent? It's not like you can tie your kid up outside. There has to be a laxing of the law or of the rules to allow this to happen. So although I can see that it's a valid reason for protecting kids, you can't make this happen for single parents. It just seems a little bit unfair. Otherwise the isolation probably becomes a little bit more severe. That's my rant on that. Have a look, it's all on Facebook, you'll work it out. Another thing is, it's a bit of a sticky wicket, this one, but I'll give you my own personal experience. I had a lie-in yesterday. I didn't get up early, and consequently I got up, made my tea, and sat outside, talked to you guys. I forgot to brush my teeth. And I know it's a small, trivial little thing, but I think when you're in isolation, you've kind of got to try and stick as much to a routine as you can. So if you get up in the morning, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, continue to do so. If you're going to take a shower in the afternoon, do it. Apart from anything else, it'll help alleviate your boredom, and you will stay in a little bit of a routine. Another thing that I'm not sure about are pools on complexes. Are they open? Are they closed? Are you allowed to use them? Are you not? Because there's been a lot of reports of people just using the swimming pools, and I don't know if this is actually a banned occupation. So if someone could tell me, that would be great. And finally, it's very important to keep yourself occupied. And one of the best ways, obviously, is the television. Now, I'm going to tell you the films that we've been watching. And this first one, probably not a good one to watch if you're a bit squeamish under the personal present situation. Maybe not your best choice. But yesterday, we watched a film from 1995 starring Dustin Hoffman called Outbreak. It's worth a watch. It's pretty good. And after we'd watched it, we thought, okay, we need to lift our spirits a little bit. So we watched Jumanji: The Next Level. Great film, very funny. As usual, I'll be back throughout the day giving you updates. We'll have a look at the numbers at the end of the film, see if we're defeating this virus. So stick around, guys, and I'll bring you everything we've got, everything we're doing, and we'll keep talking to you throughout this lockdown. Hi there, welcome to the kitchen. I'm just about to prepare lunch for the family, for myself, my wife and my son. It's been quite an ordinary day for us, really. Nothing to report. But actually I've been sitting on my terrace, obviously. It's the only outside space we have. And I've been watching the comings and goings of people. And I do find it odd, strange, even irresponsible that some people think that they're exempt from the present conditions, from the law that's been passed by the High Council. If we're going to defeat this, we all have to work together. And it's no good thinking, that because you've got a dog, you can walk it every 2 or 3 minutes just to defeat the law. And it's no good thinking that you can go down to the supermarket, get what you want, and 10 minutes later go down again. That defeats the object of having a lockdown. So people, just be sensible about this. Make it easy for all of us. Now, as you know, we've got a bar, and before we got closed down the other night, I found it quite sad that people had arrived the day before. Now, surely the airline companies, the tour operators, knew that there was going to be a lockdown. Why on earth would you let people travel? I know they've got the holiday booked, but be a bit sensible. They don't want to be in lockdown, away from the home comforts, away from the people who care for them, and away from the people who may have to care for them. I just thought it was a little bit irresponsible of the airline companies. We've actually not been exempt from it, because a friend of ours, Dawn, she was due to travel here on Saturday to stay with us, and also my mother and father-in-law were also due to travel here. I'm so glad that they didn't make it, because they also would have been trapped in Tenerife along with everyone else. One of my favourite things to do is to keep my eye on Facebook. It's great that people haven't lost their sense of humour, and the jokes are still flying around, but it's also a great source of information during these times. You know, it's really quite funny, because when you've got normal rights to go anywhere you want, the only place you want to be is at home with your feet up and a cup of tea. But as soon as the restrictions are in place and your movements are restricted, the first thing you want to do is get as far away from your house as is possible. I know it's going to get a bit boring, but you know, you just got to grin and bear it, because there's nothing we can do. I've just watched the Guardia Civil go to some people and ask them to take their dogs and themselves back inside the house, which they did. And as soon as the police had gone, they were back out in the streets. It's somewhat defeating the object of a lockdown, I think. So, for tea tonight, we've got bacon and mushroom omelette. Cheap, economical, lets the food stretch further, but I still think that before the end of the week, we are going to have to make a trip to the supermarket and stock up on a few provisions. So it's around about 5 o'clock now. Do you think it might be just too early for a little? I certainly don't. So cheers everyone. Be safe. Ride the storm. So let's just take a look at what's happened to us this year. It's the year's 2020, obviously, and we're up to the 3rd month, not even through the 3rd month. And already we've had a tumultuous sandstorm, one of the worst in living history. We've had hurricanes, which at one stage actually nearly took my wife off her feet. I was hit by flying debris. We've had the coronavirus information, and now we've got lockdown. I wonder what else 2020 can really bring. So there it is, the end of day 2. For us as a family, pretty uneventful. I've succumbed to boredom and cut my hair. Let's take a quick look at the numbers for today. There were 10 more cases in the Canaries today. Yesterday was 101, today is 111. 9 of them are still in serious condition, and 8 of them are in Tenerife. So the numbers are still going up. So what we're doing is absolutely the right thing to contain the virus. Listen guys, whatever you do, have yourselves a great day tomorrow. I'll see you on day 3, and remember, hashtag be safe, hashtag ride the storm. This has been the Old Guy Rules. Good night.